It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. So for this week's video, we are going to talk about sort of a unique topic. It's kind of a niche, but it's an important one to learn about because there's a lot of these out there, and it's good to know what's good and what's not worth picking up. And that topic is Starbucks mugs. Now, I don't know about you all, but I go to Goodwill and I see Starbucks mugs often. Actually, there's a ton of them at my Goodwill right now. Goodwill has a lot of them priced up, and they're not even worth picking up, even if they weren't super priced up. So it is good to know which Starbucks mugs are in fact bolos, because there are a lot that are. So I'm going to help you today with that. And we're going to talk about a bunch of Starbucks mugs that are in fact bolos. These sell for big money, and they could be at a Goodwill near you, at a garage sale near you. They are out there. One of them on this list I have found myself, and I will let you know which one that was in just a moment. So let's get into it. Number one, this mug I have been on the lookout for a very long time because I live in North Dakota. Minneapolis is not far. I mean, it's a little far, but not super far. So I always feel like there's a chance that maybe this mug could show up. So this is the Minneapolis Mug. It has that spoon with the cherry, that it's a sculpture in Minneapolis if you go there. And now this mug, it says, was pre-owned, but it had its original sleeve. So I'm sure that kicked up the value a little bit, the fact that it had the sleeve. But it was still used, and it sold for $495. So that is a huge bolo. And you know, a lot of the times the mugs that are not, you know, tumblers, that are Starbucks, sometimes the thrift stores don't price those ones up as much. So you could possibly get this mug for $1, you know, who knows. But yes, definitely a very good one to start this list off with. Number two, I call this one the giant Starbucks mug. It is a huge sort of novelty looking mug. It would probably be pretty easy to notice because I'm imagining that it probably is about the size of a planter of some kind. So this is a new one that sold for $480. So you figure used, it could be, you know, a 50% less difference, but still a very good payday for what you probably would pay for it. So this is going to be something I'm guessing is pretty rare. I'm not sure on the history of this, if this was a promotional item or what. Maybe there's some Starbucks savvy viewers that could let me know. But yeah, this novelty mug is a bolo, so definitely be on the lookout for it. Next, we have a mug that I myself have picked up, and this is a rare mug, and it's sold like lightning because so many people are after it. It's very sought after. It's very rare. There's not even any sold comps right now for it, but I just wanted to show you kind of what it looks like so that you all know. So this is a North Dakota specific ceramic tumbler. So you can imagine why this is rare. There's just not that many people that live in North Dakota. We don't have many Starbucks even, but we have some. But yes, this ceramic tumbler sells for about $100, previously used. If you find a new one, double it. And that's what I was able to get for mine. And it sold pretty quickly. Could have even probably asked for a little more just on the fact that it's rare. But for what I paid for it, I was more than happy to offload it for $100. Next, very similar, I believe this is from the same line, of ceramic tumblers. There's a Montana one. So we got the next state over from North Dakota. Maybe a slightly larger amount of people that live in it, but still, you know, considered a more rare, more rare tumbler. So that one also, as you can see, previously owned, sells for $100. Next mug, this is sort of one of those location mugs that Starbucks puts out, and this one comes all the way from Seville, Spain. How many people have been to Seville, Spain? I don't know, but if you go to the Starbucks there, or if you went, I should say, I don't think they make this mug anymore. You're looking at some pretty good money for that mug that you took home as a souvenir. So this thing sells previously owned for $375 for this mug. And again, this is one of those just basic looking mugs, so it could be very unassuming. And if you see that at a thrift store or garage sale, you must pick it up. Great payday for sure. Next, this one is all the rage. This one probably doesn't need an introduction, but this is the Starbucks Stanley Tumbler. Gotta mention it. Now, granted, we've kind of reached a point where these things are all bought up from the store already, but my guess is this is something, in the not super distant future, you might get lucky and be able to find one, previously used at a yard sale or something. So do keep your eyes open. New, they do sell for $300. That's been, or around $300. That's kind of the trending price for these new. But as Stanley's, decline in popularity over time, you'll start seeing these, and I imagine there'll still be a collector's market for them. So just kind of a reminder that these things were a huge trend, and eventually they're gonna make their way to the thrift stores in time. Next, this 2007 Year of the Rat mug. Can you believe this? Previously owned, $550. This is a very collectible mug. I'm guessing a lot of people didn't buy it just because it's a rat on a mug. I don't know. Just a guess. Probably pretty rare, right? It's not going to be something that, everybody necessarily wants on their coffee mug. I think it's actually really cute, but I could see that maybe this wasn't very popular and a lot of people didn't buy it. So now it's become this sort of collectible thing. And it's from 2007. So we're, not vintage just yet, but it's been gone out of the stores and for a while. So probably pretty hard to find. So be on the lookout for it. Huge payday. Next, another ceramic tumbler. There's a lot of ceramic tumblers that Starbucks puts out that have got good value. So if you see those, look those up. I always look them up when I see ceramic tumblers. The plastic ones with the straws, not necessarily as much, but I will get to some of those too on this list. But here is a Magic Kingdom ceramic tumbler. So you had to get this in the Disney Starbucks. I have a funny story about that, actually. When I was in Disney World, I went into what I didn't even realize was a Starbucks, because at Disney, they don't make it really obvious that it's a Starbucks. But all of a sudden I'm seeing the menu and I'm seeing familiar things. And it took me probably 10 minutes to figure out that I was in a Starbucks. So I was like, wait a minute, why is this all the same stuff? And they're serving Starbucks coffee. Oh, because this is a Starbucks, but they don't make it obvious, because it's Disney, they want to make it magical and whatnot. But anyway, so this is a Magic Kingdom Starbucks tumbler, and these sell for about $50. So they're not huge paydays, but you definitely, could get it for, $5, even $10 would still be worth it to me, for the profit you can make from it. So be on the lookout. Next, we have I believe this is a variation of another mug. They call it the purple monorail variation of this mug. So this is another Disney World mug. And this is from the You Are Here series. And this mug sells for $190 new. So again, if you find it used, deduct 50%. And it's definitely a good pickup. Next, we have a black Rhinestone cup. Now here we've got one with the straw. So this looks pretty fancy when you look at it. So this is $950 new. That is a huge payday. If you find it new and even used, it's still huge. So, when it comes to these cups with the straws, look for black for sure. Next, we have another one of those location mugs. This one's from Qatar. I honestly don't even know where Qatar is, but I'm not much of a traveler. But if you went to the Qatar Starbucks at some point and you've got a mug from there, or if you find a mug from somebody who did, $399, previously owned. Huge payday. So yeah, if you see these foreign country mugs, and even if you don't know what the country is, if it's a Starbucks foreign country mug, I would highly recommend a Google Lens search. It will make a difference in your day, very likely, because these are collectible mugs for sure. Next, we have a New York City Starbucks tumbler. This one was really trendy for a little while, kind of like the Stanley. I remember hearing about this. These sell for, at this point, 225 new. I think they used to sell for even more than that. But yeah, New York stuff with Starbucks in general, I've noticed is there's a lot of collectible stuff. Obviously, people like New York City, of course, so it's going to be kind of this, more popular location that you want to get stuff from Starbucks from. So there are other New York City Starbucks cups that sell for great money also. I just wanted to highlight this one because it's in the hundreds, so extra exciting if you find it. And next we have a Vermont ceramic tumbler, those state ones similar to the North Dakota. And that one sells for $179. I'm from New England, but I don't know why there's a sea monster on it. So again, if anybody knows why there would be a sea monster on something from Vermont, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. There's probably some history behind that I'm just not aware of. But $179 previously owned, double that if you find it new. Great payday. So that completes the list for today. I hope you all learned something. I hope you feel more competent now to look through those Starbucks mugs at your local thrift store or at your garage sale. Garage sale season starting up. They've even started here in North Dakota, which is great. I can't wait. So with that said, I will leave you. And again, my name is Melanie. This is Crow's Thrifty Finds. I'll see you next week.